Okay, we're reaching roughing stage now. This is where things can get a little chaotic. With a little bit of planning, the roughings go real smooth. Let's see who goes first and who goes next. Whenever I have trades coming into the job site to do the rough-ins, I always sequence it in a way where the trade with the largest footprint starts first. Today, we have the HVAC starting. Let's go talk to him. This is an example of the beginning of the rough-ins for the HVAC and the HRVs. Notice how he occupies most of the space in the ceiling. Therefore, he's got the first right of passage. So anybody else has to work around him. Notice the size of the ductwork. It's not easy to move this around and shift them to anywhere you want. He has to have specific runs so that he can connect all his pipes in the most efficient manner. But at the same time, he needs to occupy a lot of space. So he's got the priority in the beginning of the rough-ins. Okay, a lot of you might recognize Mandy. Mandy's been doing HVAC for 40 years in the industry. And Jesse's his son. He's getting into the industry as well. Jesse, tell me what makes a good HVAC system.
Well, first of all, I mean, the system has to be installed properly. We try to use rigid pipes as much as possible. It needs to have a good seal, right? So there's not a lot of leakage. Otherwise, you're using a unit, all the air that leaks out, it doesn't cover all the space that you have in your home, right? So most of all, it's just like, good workmanship.
Okay, so how about sizing the equipment? Does that play a big role into how comfortable the house eventually gets?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like a lot of the times now the houses are, they're super insulated and they're warmer than they used to be, right? So it retains a lot of heat. That's the purpose of, what the code is now, right, for homes. If your system's not large enough for the size of the house, it's not going to cool it, right? And you're going to have a lot of issues, in the long run. If the house is more airtight and the ducts are more adequately sealed, does that mean that the unit can be sized differently? Yeah, it could be. If it's adequately sealed, then you obviously won't need as much air, go into each area to be able to cool the home, right? If you think about it, if you have like your ducts they're not adequately sized and they're not sealed, right? You just have leakage all over in your hidden spaces, right? It's not actually going to the space where it needs to go to.
So what kind of system do you plan on using for the duct sealing here?
We're going to use aeroseal. It's a company based here in Vancouver, and basically they just hook up your system and they seal the whole thing. We've done a few houses with that provider already, and they're very professional, and they get a real good seal, even better than manual most of the time. A lot of times when we do newer homes now, they have a really unique design. Many places that we can't even get to with our hands for sealing. So when we use aeroseal, it seals the whole system inside out.
Okay, awesome. So we should be looking forward to some really good indoor air quality and some comfort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey, thanks. We're looking forward to seeing the finished job.
All right, okay. Sounds good.